Republicans say 25th Amendment should be used to remove Biden. Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott says it is time to remove President Biden from office using the 25th Amendment after a scathing Department of Justice report described the severity of Joe's mental decline. The Department of Justice released its long-awaited investigation into Joe Biden's mishandling of classified documents Thursday, delivering a damning assessment of the president's diminished faculties and limited memory. However, despite finding no wrongdoing by Biden, Special Counsel Robert Hur described Biden as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory, and that it would be difficult to convince a jury that they should convict him. The 25th Amendment, which outlines presidential succession, gives the vice president and cabinet power to remove the commander-in-chief from office via a majority vote in the event it's determined he or she is no longer fit for office. It has never been invoked in U.S. history. Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott said that it's time to invoke the 25th Amendment against President Joe Biden. That does not describe someone who should be the commander-in-chief of our armed forces and the defender of American freedoms, Scott wrote on X in reaction to the report. It's time for his cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. Scott was the first top elected official to call for using the Constitution to oust the president. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, RGA, also piled on call to use the 25th Amendment to remove Biden. Some of Biden's classified documents were stored the floor of his garage. Hur wrote Biden is unlikely to get convicted by a jury because he appears as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. In addition to the classified documents discovered at Biden's Wilmington home, investigators also discovered classified documents stored at his Washington, D.C. office. The special counsel's report exposing that Joe Biden's mental decline is so severe that he cannot stand trial means he is unfit for office, she wrote on X. We must demand either the 25th Amendment be invoked or impeachment, the GOP firebrand continued. Former President Trump, meanwhile, is facing a 40-count indictment of his handling of classified documents at his Florida home, Mar-a-Lago. Trump pleaded not guilty to all charges in June. Trump is facing decades in prison if he is found guilty, and special counsel Jack Smith, the lead prosecutor in the case, recently interviewed additional witnesses to bolster his case against the former president. The Republican-led House Judiciary Committee posted on X that the decision was a double standard. Special counsel Robert Hur recommends no criminal charges against President Biden in classified documents case. Despite the fact that Hur acknowledges Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen, the committee wrote. Republican Missouri Senator Markwayne Mullin posted on X. The special counsel report confirms that Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials for years before he entered the White House. Meanwhile, Trump's Mar-a-Lago home was raided by the FBI and he's facing a weaponized DOJ. A clear two-tiered system of justice. Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott said that it is time to invoke the 25th Amendment against President Joe Biden. Special counsel Robert Hur recommended that President Biden not be charged for his illegal mishandling of classified documents at his Delaware home and Washington, D.C. office. Georgia Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene posted on X, if Joe Biden is not mentally fit to stand trial, then he certainly isn't mentally fit to be President of the United States. It's time to do something about it. The House Judiciary Chairman Representative Jim Jordan, R. Ohio, wrote, today's report from Robert Hur tells us two things. There's a double standard of justice in this country, and Joe Biden isn't fit for office. Even Trump's political rival, Nikki Haley, said the double standard between Biden's and Trump's cases was glaring. Both Joe Biden and Donald Trump were reckless with classified documents, the presidential hopeful wrote. If Biden's defense is old age and forgetfulness, Trump can easily make the same claim. Trump should quickly hire Biden's lawyers.